I must confess something to you right at the start. Every failure I ever faced had one common root: hesitation. And every victory I ever tasted was born from one single habit: decisiveness. Now tell me, how many times have you lost an opportunity simply because you waited too long? When I was a young man, I thought I needed more knowledge before I could act. I thought I needed the perfect plan. But life does not wait for the perfect plan. Life rewards only one kind of person: the one who decides and moves. Do you realize that every great fortune in history was created by men and women who acted before they felt ready? I discovered this truth the hard way. I studied hundreds of self-made millionaires, and I found they shared one rare quality. They did not sit and wait for certainty. They made a decision, they acted, and then they corrected themselves along the way. That, my friend, is the real secret. So let me ask you right now, are you waiting or are you moving? The indecisive man lives in a dream that never materializes. He tells himself, "Someday I will try. Someday I will build. Someday I will begin." But someday is a thief. It robs him of his entire life. Have you ever told yourself that someday you will start? The decisive man, on the other hand, begins now. He does not waste time asking, "What if I fail?" He asks, "What if this is the path to my freedom?" And in that very question lies his greatness. So let me challenge you. What question are you asking yourself today? I remember interviewing a steel magnate who told me, "I built my empire not by waiting for the right time, but by creating the right time." That line struck me like a hammer. From that day forward, I promised myself never to delay when a decision must be made. Now pause and imagine. What empire could you build if you created the right time today? The truth is this: success is not reserved for the smartest, the strongest, or the luckiest. It is reserved for the man who dares to decide. Every time you act, you gain new information. Every time you delay, you lose ground. That difference determines the winners and the losers of life. Think about it. How many times have you known what to do, but lacked the courage to start? Each time you fail to decide, you choose failure by default. Yes, indecision itself is a decision, but it is a decision to live small, to settle for less, to drift without purpose. And drifting is the slowest form of dying. Now tell me honestly, are you living or are you drifting? The decisive man lives in a different world. His days are filled with momentum. He accomplishes more in a single week than the hesitant man accomplishes in a year. Why? Because speed multiplies opportunities. One door leads to another. One action creates the next. Can you see how your life would transform if you multiplied your actions? Starting today? Here is what I know. Energy, enthusiasm, and courage do not come before action. They come after action. When you act, energy awakens. When you move, enthusiasm rises. When you decide, courage grows. So I ask you, what single action can you take today that would awaken your energy? I promise you, once you taste the exhilaration of movement, you will never go back. You will find yourself driven by an invisible force, a higher source of motivation that carries you forward faster than you thought possible. It is as though the universe itself lends you its power when you dare to act. Have you ever felt that rush, that surge of life? When you finally did the thing you had been avoiding? That, my friend, is the proof. Action unlocks power. Decisiveness opens doors. And hesitation? It closes them forever. So listen carefully. Every dream you have, every goal you hold, is waiting for you on the other side of one decision. Not 10, not 20. Just one decision made today. Now let me ask you, what decision have you been postponing that could change everything for you? Do not tell me tomorrow. Do not tell me next week. Tomorrow is a myth. Next week is a lie. Only today is real. Only this moment can be used. Every second you wait, the window closes a little more. So, are you willing to let your dream die in the waiting room of hesitation? I have seen too many men reach old age with regret carved deep into their hearts. They whisper the same words. If only I had decided sooner. If only I had tried. Those words are the heaviest burden a man can carry. And I do not want those words to be yours. That is why I am pressing this truth upon you. Decisiveness is not just about making choices. It is about reclaiming your power. Each decision you make is a declaration. I am the master of my fate. I will not drift. I will not settle. I will act. So right now, will you declare mastery over your fate? If you take nothing else from my voice today, remember this: the man who hesitates waits for certainty, but certainty never comes. The man who decides creates his own certainty. That is why leaders lead and followers follow. So I leave you with this question: will you wait or will you create? Have you ever noticed how swiftly life rewards the man who dares to decide? The moment he commits, the universe seems to conspire in his favor. Doors open, chances appear, and strength he never knew he had suddenly rises within him. But here lies the trap that most men fall into: hesitation. They pause, they doubt, they wait for the perfect moment. And in doing so, they lose the very chance that could have transformed their lives. Hesitation is the thief of destiny. Every second you wait, the opportunity grows cold. Every hour you delay, your courage weakens. And every year you hesitate, your dreams fade into memory. The world does not reward the man who delays, it rewards the man who acts. Think carefully about this. Every fortune, every empire, every success story you admire began with one decisive action. It wasn't luck. It wasn't chance. It was a bold step, taken without guarantees, taken in the face of uncertainty. And yet that single decision changed everything. Now I ask you, how many decisions have you postponed that could have rewritten your destiny? The difference between the wealthy and the poor, between the fulfilled and the miserable, lies in this one habit: decisive action. The poor man dreams. The wealthy man decides. The poor man wishes. The wealthy man acts. The poor man waits for tomorrow. The wealthy man claims today. And the law of life is simple: today belongs to the bold. But let me warn you, decisiveness is not about recklessness. It is not blind action without thought. No, it is about thinking with clarity, choosing with confidence, and then moving forward with relentless courage. Self-made millionaires train their minds to study a situation, make a judgment, and then commit with full force. They know that even if they stumble, the act of moving creates momentum, and momentum always breeds opportunity. Here is the secret most men never learn: mistakes are not enemies. Mistakes are teachers. Every time you act, you gain knowledge. Every time you decide, you sharpen your wisdom. The indecisive man waits for certainty, but certainty never comes. The decisive man acts with faith, and faith creates certainty. So let me ask you, what decision is your soul begging you to make today? Is it to start that business you keep imagining? Is it to leave that job that drains your spirit? Is it to invest in yourself, to build your skills, to demand more from life than mere survival? The answer is already burning within you. The only question is, will you obey it? Remember this truth: life has no neutral ground. You are either moving forward with decision or sliding backward with hesitation. There is no standing still. Every delay costs you something. It costs you time, energy, confidence, and ultimately it costs you destiny. Think of those around you who drift through life. They talk of dreams, but they never act. They plan, but they never commit. They wait, and wait, and wait, until life itself has passed them by. And then, with sorrow in their eyes, they say, "If only I had tried." Do not let those words be the story of your life. When you become decisive, a strange thing happens. You tap into a higher energy. It is as if your body, mind, and spirit unite in purpose. You wake up earlier, you work harder, you feel stronger. People sense your fire. Opportunities sense your presence. Life itself bends toward you. This is not fantasy, it is a law. Decision unleashes power, but be cautious. The enemy will return in disguise. Comfort will whisper, "Rest a little longer." Fear will whisper, "What if you fail?" Doubt will whisper, "Maybe tomorrow." And if you listen, you will return to the prison of hesitation. My friend, hesitation has destroyed more dreams than failure ever could. At least the man who fails has lived. But the man who hesitates has not even begun. Here is the good news. Decisiveness is a skill. You can train it, just like a muscle. Start small. Decide quickly on little things: what to eat, where to go, how to spend your hour. Then graduate to bigger things: your goals, your finances, your relationships. Every time you decide swiftly, you strengthen your will. Every time you act, you declare to the world, "I am the master of my fate." Let me remind you of the law of probabilities. The more actions you take, the more chances you give yourself to succeed. The man who tries 10 times will always outdistance the man who tries once. Success is not a single door. It is a hallway with many doors. If one is locked, another will open, but only for the man who keeps walking. So I challenge you today. Take one bold step. Do not wait for tomorrow. Do not wait for guarantees. Do not wait for approval. Life favors the bold, not the timid. The timid man may live in safety, but he will die in regret. The bold man may face risks, but he will live in victory. Which will you choose? Understand this. Your entire destiny is hidden in the decisions you make daily. Each choice is a seed, planted in the soil of time. Some seeds grow into wealth, happiness, and freedom. Others grow into poverty, misery, and bondage. The soil does not judge. It only returns what you plant. If you plant hesitation, you reap regret. If you plant decision, you reap success. Now listen closely. There is a voice inside you that already knows the decision you must make. It whispers to you when you are alone. It tugs at your heart when you are restless. It refuses to be silenced. Do not ignore it. That voice is the voice of destiny, calling you to act. Obey it, and you will live a life few men ever dream possible. One day, when you look back, you will see that everything changed the moment you became decisive. You will see that wealth, happiness, love, and freedom flowed to you not because you were lucky, but because you were bold enough to decide. Remember always, success belongs to the man who dares. There comes a moment in every man's life when he stands at a crossroad. One path leads to safety, comfort, and mediocrity. The other leads to risk, growth, and greatness. Most people choose the first path. They cling to what they know, afraid of what they might lose. But the few, the rare few, choose the second path. And it is they who discover what life truly offers to the bold. Think about it. Every man you admire in history, every leader, every builder, every creator, at some point, he stood at that very crossroad, and he decided. He chose courage over fear, action over hesitation, progress over stagnation. That single choice defined his destiny. Now let me ask you, what crossroads are you standing at today? Will you remain where you are, repeating the same patterns, living the same year over and over again? Or will you rise, take a risk, and claim the life that is waiting for you? The choice is yours, and the choice is urgent. Here is the truth that few will ever tell you. Success is not a matter of intelligence, luck, or background. Success is a matter of decision. The world does not belong to the man with the most talent. It belongs to the man with the most resolve. Talent without decision is wasted. Knowledge without action is dead. But even the smallest ability, when combined with unwavering decision, can move mountains. Pause and reflect. How many people do you know who are brilliant, educated, full of ideas, and yet broke? And how many do you know who lacked education, lacked polish, yet built fortunes? The difference is never intellect, it is decision. The bold act, the timid wait, and the waiting man watches his life slip away. You see, decisiveness is a habit, but it is also a weapon. It cuts through fear, through confusion, through doubt. It silences the endless chatter of what-ifs and maybes. The decisive man has no time for hesitation. He studies the facts, trusts his judgment, and then acts with the full power of his will. And life rewards such clarity with opportunities that others never see. Let me tell you something powerful. Opportunities do not vanish. They simply pass to the next decisive man. Every time you hesitate, you are handing your chance to someone else. Somewhere, right now, another person is seizing the opportunity you were too timid to claim. The world does not wait, it moves. The question is, will you move with it? But understand this. Decisiveness does not mean arrogance. It means humility with courage. The decisive man is willing to be wrong, willing to fail, willing to learn. He knows that failure is temporary but regret is permanent. That is why he acts. That is why he grows. That is why he wins. So let me press you once more. What are you postponing? What dream have you buried under excuses? What decision have you delayed until someday? My friend, someday is a lie. There is only today, only now, only this moment. The decisive man knows this. That is why he wins. And when you decide, when you truly commit, you will notice something extraordinary. The fear that once paralyzed you will vanish. It will be replaced by a fire, a certainty, an energy that propels you forward. People will feel it. They will be drawn to your confidence. They will want to follow you, to support you, to join you. The decisive man becomes magnetic, not because he is perfect, but because he is certain. But do not be fooled. The battle is not won once. Every day, hesitation will try to creep back into your life. Every day, fear will try to reclaim its throne. That is why decisiveness must become a daily practice. It is not a one-time act. It is a way of living. The man who decides today must decide again tomorrow, and the day after, and the day after that. This is the essence of power, sustained decisiveness. When you build this habit, you cannot be stopped. You will rise above obstacles, outlast setbacks, and outwork your competition. While others sleep, you will move. While others complain, you will build. While others hesitate, you will conquer. Now picture your future self 5 years from now. Will he thank you for the decisions you made today? Or will he curse you for the chances you let slip away? Imagine looking back with pride, knowing that you seized your destiny, that you dared, that you acted. That is the reward of decisiveness. Let me give you one final truth for today. Life bends to the will of the decisive. Mountains yield to their persistence. Opportunities bow to their courage. Fortune favors their resolve. And history remembers their names. You were not born to drift. You were born to decide. And in deciding, you were born to win.